They were finally safe, but something was still wrong. The jungle had finally let them go, but the real battle was just beginning. When the rescuers found them, none of them were the same anymore. Their bodies were alive, but their minds were still trapped in the jungle. Theodore Roosevelt was being carried on a stretcher. His eyes were half open, his breathing slow and heavy. One rescuer whispered, "Will he make it?" Another replied, "He came this far. He's not giving up now." They were taken to a small camp. For the first time in days, they felt safe. They were given warm food and clean water. But something strange happened. Many of them couldn't eat. Their bodies had been starving for so long, they didn't know how to trust it anymore. One man sat quietly, holding food in his hands, but he didn't take a single bite. Someone asked, "Why aren't you eating?" He slowly replied, "It feels like a dream. What if it suddenly disappears?" Night fell. The fire burned low. They were safe, yet no one could sleep, because every time they closed their eyes, the jungle came back. Darkness, hunger, pain, fear. Roosevelt suddenly woke up. His body was shaking. He looked around slowly, then whispered, "Did we make it out?" A man smiled and said, "Yes, we did." Roosevelt closed his eyes again, and for the first time, there was peace on his face. Over the next few days, they were treated. Some had deep wounds, some had fever, others were too weak to stand. But slowly, they began to recover. One day, the team sat together in silence. No one spoke. Then one man said, "Did we really cross that jungle?" Another smiled and said, "Yes, but I never want to go back." For the first time, they all laughed. Roosevelt was getting better, but he was no longer the same man. His body was broken, but his spirit was stronger than ever. One day, he called everyone. They stood in front of him. He said slowly, "We didn't just cross a jungle. We crossed our limits." Everyone listened. Then he said, "I was your leader, but the truth is, I wouldn't have survived without you." Some of them had tears in their eyes, because they knew this was not just an expedition. This was a fight to stay alive, together. Weeks later, they finally returned to civilization. People were shocked to see them because they were not the same anymore. Their eyes had changed. Someone asked, "What was the hardest part?" One man replied, "Not the hunger, not the pain, not even the fear." He went on, "The hardest part was not giving up." Later, Roosevelt wrote about this journey, but he knew not everything could be written, because some experiences can only be understood by those who survive them.